Hello, and welcome to the Crew Podcast. I am the visionary Queen Angela, and welcome to Season 2. I want to thank you for tuning in and for all of your support throughout Season 1. We're back, them divas of the airwaves. So thank you for joining us tonight. Share this with someone in your circle.
The book, A Song for Zipporah, written by David Harris, is a powerful historical fiction centering around the life and character of Moses' future wife Zipporah before they met. Book author David Harris brings the reader into the relationship between Moses and Zipporah, which was gradual and lush. The story unfolds beautifully when Moses finally asks Zipporah to marry him. Purchase your copy of the book detailing this authentic story, A Song for Zipporah by David Harris today. It's available online
At Wings of Transformation Publishing, we are committed to helping our authors reach their goals and pursue their dreams of becoming published authors. We work closely with each author to ensure a successful publishing experience, and we are dedicated to helping them tell their stories in the most meaningful and impactful ways. We look forward to putting you on the path to writing your book.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is a founding sponsor for Da Crew Podcast. Get featured inside the magazine and allow your voice to be heard around the world.
Aspiring Authors Magazine is an international magazine founded in May of 2020 by Queen Angela. Get featured.
Because I'm back.
Welcome to the SC Book Gal and Friends Chat. We're going to be talking about the latest in book reviews, author interviews, and life. Come on in and join us. We're ready. Are you?
I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all want to smile at me.
Hey everyone, how are you guys? Like the song says, welcome back. This is season 2 of SC Book Gals and Friends, and you guys, we coming back. We coming back better than ever. You can't beat this. I am so excited. So we're having a little technical delays, but we're gonna continue to make it do what it do. So first we're gonna start off saying again, welcome back. So this week I did a little purchase. We're going to talk about my purchase before I bring my author on, okay? So I purchased this beautiful book guide. I don't know if you guys are able to see it, but it is We Do Read, and it is a journal by author Teresa Patterson. She's a great friend of mine. She's an author. I am so excited about her work. Sister Gal on the cover is doing her thing. And let's see if it's blurring out. But I will have it on my Facebook page so you guys can go and purchase your own. But we have the author of the latest book, Homecoming Chaos. You guys, she goes by author D.W. Brooks. Come on up, girlie. Welcome to SC Book Gals and Friends.
Hello.
So how are you this evening?
I am doing wonderfully. I am just happy it stopped raining and it's not super cold here in Texas. It's not supposed to be cold in Texas.
Oh my God. We went from one day 73 degrees and then the bottom fell out in Charleston. It was like 20 something. It's like right now, my heater is on.
I know your pain. I feel it. It's just not supposed to be this cold here. It's just not.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about you before we get into this homecoming chaos.
Well, as you can tell, I am a Southerner. I have lived up north, so I can survive in the cold. But I was raised in Alabama, and I lived in Georgia for a while, and I've been in Texas for the past 20 years. Whew. Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah, it's, my husband brought me. I thought I was going to stay in Atlanta. And we came here for a job. So we've been here for 20 years. We have 2 kids. Both of them are now adults. Ooh, who knew? So that's kind of the baseline of me. I'm not sure if you want me to get into how I ended up here per se, like how I ended up writing in the first place.
Okay, since you already jumped to that question, let's go ahead, dig into it.
It kind of goes along with who I am. I actually wanted to be a writer when I was 8. So started early. So my cousins and I read a lot of mystery books. I read lots of Nancy Drew and Trixie Belden and Agatha Christie. But they didn't have a whole lot of us in them. And so there weren't many of us. So my cousins and I decided at age 8 that we were going to write our own great mystery series. So yeah, we thought we knew what we were doing, the arrogance of 8-year-olds. So so we started, we created a little mini story Bible where we made up all of our characters. We kind of mapped who was friends with who liked who had a crush on. I mean, for 8-year-olds, I think it was fairly advanced, at least that part of it. One of my cousins is a really talented artist. So she had drawn all the pictures of what they look like. And we were going to she was going to illustrate all of our books. And then I had another cousin who was going to take part of the writing with me, but he also created a map because he wanted to be an architect. So he was kind of designing the neighborhood and designing the houses where they lived. We had all this stuff planned, but we didn't plan any stories, really. So we didn't really plan any writing. So I was going to be the lead writer. And I don't know, I'm a little older than you are. If you know what dot matrix computer paper is, it's the long sheets with the
things.
The holes on the side. Yes. So I'm sorry, I just didn't know. I didn't know. A lot of people don't remember what that is. So my parents both worked in computers, so we had piles of that around the house, and we would take it, rip the perforated part off, staple it so it looked like a book. And so we would draw a cover, and I would start writing because I guess we thought that's what you did to make actual books. And since we had no plan or no plot or anything, we get halfway through, have some pretty pictures in it, and have nowhere else to go. So we had a whole bunch of these little stapled books that I ended up putting in my attic. And, after I grew up, I went back to my parents' house and asked them for them. We went in the attic and looked. My parents were like, we don't know where they are. Maybe the squirrels got them. I said, well, yes. I said, did you throw them away? No, we didn't. Something happened to them. So that's when they said the squirrels got them. So
y'all had a whole publishing house.
Yes, we had a publishing house.
Age of 8.
Yes. So, if we had some actual story plans, we might have actually been successful. But we had everything up to the writing ready.
And so the crazy thing about it is, I work at a public library. Mm-hmm. It has this year it's going to be 19 years.
Wow.
And what you said is now the problem that is being solved in the past 2 years. There were no representation of color for kids. It was the cat, the dog, and no offense to everybody, I love all y'all, but the little white boy named Tommy. Yeah. And then we got into the girls. And now there are so many books. And one of them, my daughter's reading right now, is called Deja and Kenya. And they're twin sisters, and they do mystery stories. So the
Ah,
fact that you were doing that at that age, you were already a
well,
trailblazer before your time.
yeah, but it sounds great, but I wish we still had some proof of it or some, because I would love to see what we actually had gotten on paper.
I would
Because
love to see that
I
too.
know,
I
but
think that would be awesome.
yeah, but it's gone. So we just kind of remember it and talk about it, but we don't have any evidence of it anymore. So it is what it is. But that was my writing. That was the start to my writing. And then, we moved on to other things. I went on to medical school and on and on. But that's always kind of been in the back of my mind that I would end up writing again someday.
So writing still had a place in your heart. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get into this homecoming chaos. Go ahead and spill all the beans you can.
As
All
many
you
as at its core, it's a story about a family. It's the lead character, Jameson, has just come back home from being gone out of the country working for medical relief for 4 years. She left because she had an aborted wedding and tensions with her mother. Uh, so she she didn't talk to anybody while she was gone except her brother. So she finally decides to come back, and she has, upset parents because she hadn't talked to them in 4 years, and an upset sister because she didn't call her at all either. She felt kind of slighted because she only called the brother and talked to them. And her mother, kind of trying to mend some fences, and it's the mother's birthday, is throwing a big party as soon as she walks in the door. And right before the party, there's a murder at the parents' business. So there's just a lot of stuff going on as soon as she walks in the house. And then, the detective assigned to the case is good looking. They kind of start butting heads, but they're attracted to each other. So there's a lot going on. She just gets basically through the airport and everything starts caving in. So it's a lot of drama, lots of family arguments and or trying to reconcile, plus trying to figure out what's going on with the murder, trying to figure out, what's going on with the detective. So
Okay, so we got family drama, we got love, we got um,
murder mystery.
murder mystery, and a part of me was thinking that when some of the parts that I've read, that is she still trying to find a sense of herself,
Yes.
or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because that's all that all kind of ties in with the issues with her mother.
hmm
There is a prequel. I'm actually getting ready to I'm getting ready to publish it on Amazon. It's a little novella, kind of gets a little bit more into it. It really covers the couple of days before she left.
okay,
It counts down the days before she left. But yeah, she, given her past, and if you looked at her, she's gone to medical school. She was a model when she was a successful model when she was a teenager. You would think, wow, she kind of has all of her stuff together. But, she made a mistake while she was modeling, and her mother's never let it live it down. And so she's kind of adopted her mother's viewpoint of her as who she is. And she's trying to, she spent those 4 years trying to fix that. Just, I'm not the big screw up that my mother thinks I am. So
okay, because I know I was like, yeah, I saw that, but that came through in a couple of pages I read. I was like, okay, and
yeah,
now I see how the mom, like, they kind of intertwine with each other. Okay,
yeah.
so you said that you are in the medical profession, so I see where that inspiration of the book comes from.
Mhm.
But can you tell us about other things that inspired parts of the book or the book in general?
Yes. The character of Jamie, as that's what everybody calls her, actually came to me well before I started writing. I am an ophthalmologist by training. I also went back, too much education, went back and got my MBA. And once I got my MBA, I decided that I didn't want to practice anymore. I actually was trying to get into hospital administration. That didn't work out. So I ended up working in medical education. I worked for WebMD when it first launched, so it was all fun and everything.
You are our worst friends at the library. Everybody comes in there and tells us what they got.
Oh yeah, we're the ones that started that. I was the one. I was one of the people writing the stuff for people to go in there and figure out if that's what they had. Yes, I was there originally. So,
I'm sorry, I just had to. From the library, I just had to.
It's a problem as a doctor too, because people are, hey, what is this? Says I have this, and I'm just thinking, oh man, I helped cause this monster. Okay, it's my fault. But when I decided I was going to start working at WebMD, my family, my dad a little less than my mother, because my dad was always very big on, I'll support you in whatever you do. I mean, I guess as long as I didn't go out and start breaking the law, but whatever you do, whatever career path you want to take, I'll support you. My mother, my grandmothers, my aunts, they're all kind of like, what? You're a doctor. You've reached the pinnacle. What are you doing? Why are you leaving? And it was a lot of pointed conversations that I really didn't want to have anymore. And I originally said, okay, I'm going to take this experience of being a doctor who doesn't want to practice anymore, and write a story about that. Have the lead character be someone who went to medical school but decided she didn't want to practice, and have that be kind of the catalyst. It was just going to be a family drama. But I wasn't ready to write it at that time. So I kind of kept the character in my head. And then when I decided I was ready to write, I said, all right, I'll take the character, but I don't want that to be the story. I'll just have that be her background. And then and since I'm a big mystery person, there was going to have to be some kind of mystery in there, a dead body somewhere. And with her background and the issue with her mother, I knew I had to include that. And that just seemed like a perfect place to have some additional tension from having the detective who's investigating and, started out investigating them a bit, also be somebody that she was attracted to. So that all came out. That's how it came together.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. And remember I told you earlier about those fun questions that we have later on?
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming up. So you guys, we're going to take a little break, but we'll come back. We got D.W. Brooks with us.
Turn off the lights, light a candle. Tonight I'm in a romantic mood. Yeah. Let's take a shower together. I'll wash your body, wash mine, yeah. Rub me down in some hot oil, baby, yeah. And I'll do the same thing to you. Just turn off the lights, come to me. Girl, I want to give you a special treat. You're so sweet. Turn off the lights.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was doing the same thing. Like, I'm rocking to the music now.
Every time she plays that, it gives me a chance to unwind. I'm sitting up here.
I hadn't heard that song in a while either. So I was just like, wow, I hadn't heard this in a while. Oh, man.
So you guys, we are back with D.W. Brooks. And so it's fun time now.
Okay.
All right. So I love movies. Okay. And I'm a visual person. Mm-hmm. So when reading some of the characters of your book, I try to think of stars who would play them in the actual movie. Okay.
Okay.
So for your detective, I cannot remember the name. What's the name again, please?
Nick.
Nick.
Yes.
I had Boris Kojo in mind.
Boris Kojo is gorgeous. The only thing is that the detective that she likes is actually a white guy. This time. She usually, I mean, her fiance, I think, no, Boris Kojo is too good looking for the guy that she was engaged to get married. I mean, he's cute. I make that point. He's a cute dude. I guess I should have thought of who would play him. He's a little more boyish, but this probably one of the few times that she was attracted to a white guy. And I've picked out a couple of people in my head. You probably don't know who they are.
Well, let's try.
Okay.
I have no problem going on Google right now and typing it in while we speak. I have no problem.
There's an actor who plays on. Do you ever watch Major Crimes?
No.
Yeah, he plays on like the last 2 seasons of Major Crimes. His name is Daniel DeMasso.
All right. Let's see.
So yeah, I actually spent a little time trying to think about this earlier this week. Okay. Wait, what did you find him?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I might need to look at Major Crimes. When I come on TV, okay.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be good this season. I might need to look at that show. Okay. So I can't figure out who would be her character. That one is kind of hard for me.
Yeah, it's one of the things is that she was a model, and as a lot of people who've read the book who know me kind of recognize that she's tall. I'm 5'11". In the book, I have her at 5'11". So so she's tall. So when I go around and try to figure out who I would like to portray her, I at least want to make it be. It's hard to find 5'11" actresses because they just don't make that many be that tall, because they'll be taller than most of the guys. So I've had to adjust the height in my head. I think the last person I had stopped on was Amber Stevens West. She's not a super famous actress, but she's been in quite a few TV shows and movies. She's kind of.
I remember her in a couple of movies.
Yeah.
Her 22 Jump Street.
Huh?
22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's supposedly around 5'9", 5'10". I said, all right, that's doable. I mean, in my ideal world, I probably, just especially for attitude and everything, I probably would have loved to have gone with someone like Zendaya, just because she's kind of sassy, but she's too young. She's too young.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but she's too young. See that. Yeah, she's too young for the role. So I've moved on.
So my producer said I'm 5'11". It's 21 Jump Street. I remember one of them.
But there is a 22 Jump Street. That was a sequel. The movie. There's 21 Jump. Wait a minute. Are we talking about 21 Jump Street, the TV show, or the movie?
So she was in the movie 22 Jump Street.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There is a 22 Jump Street.
Wow. And she was in some other movies.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that. That's what it was. Run the World. That's where I knew.
That's it. I knew there was a recent show that I couldn't remember what the name of it was. Yes. So that's who I have in my head. She's appropriate age. She's tall. She's very pretty. And I've seen her play, tough, but also sassy. So I think she could do it. So
one other character, I really want to know this one. The mom.
You know, it's funny. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted the mom to look like, but then when I started actually kind of surfing the web, I kept coming back to Vanessa Williams. She's not what I had in my head for her to look like, but she would play her so well because I've seen Vanessa Williams play kind of the haughty, sharp tongue. You can tell she loves her kids, but she's all over them all the time, always hovering. I've seen her do that several times, and she does a really good job with it.
You said Vanessa Williams. I was thinking the mother of Greenleaf. I cannot remember her name.
Greenleaf?
Yes. Oh my God. What is her name? I saw her all the way. Lynn Whitfield.
She would do too.
I saw her all through the character.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. She would do too because she can do that. I'm very nice. Everybody respects me, but behind closed doors, I got a sharp tongue.
The script on you in a heartbeat. And when I was reading the little excerpts of it, I was thinking Lady May, and that's the character that she plays in Greenleaf. That on the outside she places, I am debonair and I am this. But boy, when they closed that church door, it was on and popping with the first lady.
Yeah, so I have to write that down. I have to write that down because like I said, Vanessa Williams, I think isn't it Vanessa L. Williams, the former Miss America?
Oh yeah, Vanessa L. Williams.
Vanessa L. Williams. Because somebody is asking which one. Vanessa L. Williams. She's not facially what I thought. Lynn Whitfield is actually much closer to who I thought. So thank you. I'm going to have to write that down.
Cool. So one more question. Well, two more.
Okay.
Well, when you think of music and you think of your book, Homecoming Chaos, can you build your first track, like your first track to the song, to your first track in the song list of your book? My words are all over the place right now.
I have a couple of songs that I think about when I think of the book. I'm kind of old school, so they're old. That song "Murder She Wrote." Do you know that one? That's kind of a reggae song.
Oh no, you did not. Murder She Wrote.
Yeah.
Murder She Wrote. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be good, y'all, this season. I promise. I'm gonna be good this season. Yes. I forgot. I know exactly. That's on my playlist at work.
Yeah, that was on the playlist, and the one that kind of for the romance part was "Wicked Game" by Chris Isaacs. Basically, it's I can't believe you're making me fall in love with you kind of thing. I don't know. It had a really cool video. So it came out in like 93. Like I said, I'm old school. So you have to look it up. The video will make you love the song, if nothing else.
Okay. Don't worry. I got my note right here. Don't worry about it. So we like to thank you for coming. I've had so much fun with you tonight. But before you leave, you have to tell us how we can contact you, how we can follow you on social media, where we can get your books. If you have any upcoming events, just give us that rundown real quick.
Okay. I have a website. It's authordwbrooks.com. You can purchase an autographed copy of Homecoming Chaos from there. You can also download for free the prequel. It's called I Do Chaos. I said that one should be on Amazon soon. You can also purchase the Kindle from Amazon, and you can purchase a paperback from Amazon if you'd like. It's also available on various other platforms like Barnes and Noble and things like that. As far as other events, I'm doing the Festival of Storytelling tomorrow. And there are more things coming up. I'm planning on doing a book signing in a couple of months, one in Birmingham, hopefully one in Huntsville, Alabama. you know, I have a 1-year plan for this book. And I'm working on a novella, book number 2, and a holiday novella. Hopefully I'll be able to get them all out this year.
So you talk about going on book signings.
Yes.
See that little question, what part of Texas are you in? Can you tell us what part?
I am right outside of Houston.
Is Houston where we're going to be at, or close to where we're going to be? Because the publishing company, we speaking that to existence. The the magazine I work with, and who is also one of the producers of this podcast, AAALAC, we are going to be in Texas.
Okay, where?
We are coming to Dallas, Fort Worth, May 18th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm going to shoot you over some information. We would love to have you out there with us.
I can do that. I mean, it's, you know, I can always get my husband to drive me because he loves Dallas.
Oh, tell husband, come be so supportive. And you get to meet our director and the producer, the one who's flashing everything across the screen. But we would love to see you out there and have you a part of this book tour that we're having. And you guys, everyone, you guys are welcome to come on out there with us. You get to meet. Some of us will be out there, maybe not all the crew, but most of us may be out there. But we're going to be in almost all the cities where there is a member of the crew. Because in October, you guys are coming to see me in Charleston, South Carolina. So,
I need to come to South Carolina. I have not. For somebody who's lived in the South for her entire life, I have not been there. It's bad.
You need to come on up to the South Carolina.
I know. It's a thing. It's bad. I have not been there. It's bad.
Well, we'll talk. I'll send you some information about October. Y'all can take your nice little weekend, come see the new African American Museum, walk down the Battery, see the big cruise ships and all that Charleston has to give. And you can walk around my library and be like, oh, I know that lady. Okay. But we thank you for coming and being the first guest of season 2. Oh my God.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This was a blast.
Thank you. So you guys, tomorrow we will have it up for a replay. We'll have all the links connected to her where you can purchase her book and to follow her on social media. So again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I would say see you the week after next, but guess what, you guys? You're going to see me every Saturday at 8 p.m. So join me next week. Well, I'll have a new author. But this one, ladies, this one is mainly for you. We're going to talk about being an entrepreneur. So see you next week, Saturday at 8 p.m. You guys have a great night. Bye. Season 2. Oh, y'all know I like to dance. Y'all know I like to